exactly. Ooh, that's a very good, very good. So that's a damselfly larva in the family Calopterigidae, my favorite set of damselflies.
What you got there?
So this is a water strider.
My name is Martin Vonhoff. I'm an associate professor of biological sciences and environmental studies at Western Michigan University. So I have my class out here. It's an environmental ecology course, and we teach students about how organisms interact with their environment as part of this course. And so today we're studying stream ecosystems. And we're taking the students through a process where we assess the health of a stream. And to do that, we look at the diversity of the benthic organisms. And the benthos is the bottom of a stream. It's where the water meets the land. And there's a huge diversity of organisms that typically lives there that nobody is aware of unless you're a trout fisherman. And so we take the students out here, and at these two different streams that have very different land use around them, we have them use a standardized protocol used by the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality to assess the health of the stream.
We got a lot of those.
Yeah, we got a ton of them.
Yeah, I freaked out. It was so funny.
It's going to be interesting to see because some groups will get different things than other groups, and so that's one of the reasons why we do it like this, so that we collectively get a good sample of the diversity of organisms that are here.
I'm Steve Kohler. I'm a professor at Western Michigan University in environmental studies and biological sciences. The other thing we're doing is these streams are part of now part of a long-term monitoring program, stream monitoring program that's being set up for the Kalamazoo River watershed. It's being organized by the Kalamazoo Nature Center with funding through the Michigan Clean Water Corps. There's been just a huge increase in citizen involvement in these watershed monitoring programs in the last 20 years or so, I'd say. Really neat to see.
When you do that,
Let's see what we got here.
So the thing with a crayfish is you have to pin it behind the legs if you don't want to get...
I'll leave that to you.
Why? Yeah, it's a little crayfish.
It's so cute.
Awesome. Good catch.
So we chose the two sites, Augusta Creek and Portage Creek, because they represent very different states on the continuum of pristine to highly modified. And so the first site we went to, Augusta Creek, is a really fantastic, as good as we can get in Southwest Michigan stream. And so it's a chance for the students to really see what a stream should look like if it was healthy. Portage Creek here is obviously surrounded by urban development, and there are neighborhoods here. We've got all kinds of runoff of road chemicals and salt and things like that. So it's much more disturbed than the Augusta Creek site. And so these are non-random choices where we're really trying to demonstrate to students this is what it should look like, and this was what it does look like after it's been impacted by humans. There's a larger scale monitoring program that takes place in the state of Michigan that's funded by taxpayers, and the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality performs that monitoring. But they're not able to go to every stream, and they're not able to go to every stream on a frequent basis. And this sort of citizen-based monitoring sort of helps to fill the gaps that the DEQ is not able to cover. There are many, many miles of, I don't know how many thousands of miles, probably 40,000 miles of streams in the state, and just a tiny fraction of those receive any kind of regular monitoring attention. So we don't know a lot about what's happening in a lot of places in the state. A good example is actually the Kalamazoo River itself. The area that was impacted by the oil spill a few years ago, we didn't have good long-term monitoring data at that site. So we can't really assess very effectively the impacts of the spill on the community at that location. So that's why that's one reason why it's helpful to have monitoring data as many places as you can.
So it looks like you've got 4 of those. So those are Coleoptera. The order is Coleoptera family Elmidae.
And did you hear
this first group up here, those are snails. You probably...
For students to think about sustainability, I think they have to understand something about nature and about how nature functions. You know, I tell my students, you cannot love nature without wanting to know something about how it works. And to give students then that connection and to go out into nature and look at nature in a slightly different way, perhaps a more kind of mature or sophisticated way, and understand all of the moving parts and understand that all of the organisms that we see are interacting with one another, and that those interactions have very important consequences for the long-term survival and comfort of human beings as well, in terms of nutrient cycling, in terms of taking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, producing oxygen, providing us with food, cleaning our water, you know, all of these kinds of things. And so by understanding ecology, by understanding how environments influence the lives of organisms and how organisms use those environments, I think students gain a deeper understanding of what it may take to achieve sustainability and what sustainability means in the long run.